Yeah, we had. A minute late. According to Verizon.
All right, call the meeting to order at 5:01 PM. Approve public hearing minutes from June 15th.
I make a motion we approve the minutes.
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approve the meeting minutes from June 15th.
I'll make a motion to approve those.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And lastly, approve the non-public meeting minutes from June 15th.
I want to make that motion.
Yep, I'll
Second.
second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Right here.
Sign them.
There you go. All right, next up, adopt water and sewer rate increases. Just to clarify, before we adopt those water and sewer rates, I'd just like to provide an answer to last meeting's question regarding why it appeared that residents would be paying more per 1,000 gallons than commercial entities. I had to write this out just so I didn't get myself clear. The confusion in this calculation was a result of using the total commercial gallons versus just the commercial 1 through 6 users gallons. And this is because commercial users over 5 million gallons a year are separated out as a standalone MOU. Therefore, when calculated using commercial 1 through 6 user gallons only, and the fees to be paid on those gallons, it comes out to be $11.35 per 1,000 gallons for commercial entities, or 44 cents per 1,000 gallons more than residential users. So at this time,
Just that, trying to follow that. There was a number missing then, or there was something that I couldn't see there?
the ice castles is removed from the commercial number. So the commercial number was 26 million. You take out what the ice castle used and you have the base of what's left over for the commercial users, 1 through 6. And so it's using those gallons. On that presentation, I
wasn't
did not have
obvious.
them separated
You
out.
wouldn't have seen that
I had it combined.
because they weren't on.
Right. It was not separated out on that presentation. So that's why I'm clarifying it now for you.
Thank you.
Yep. So at this point, I would accept a motion to adopt the new water and sewer rates as we presented on June 8th.
I'll reluctantly make that motion.
Thank you, Scott.
That's,
I'll second it.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Also, just a note for folks, that these rates will take effect beginning July 1st, with the first billing period being the end of September, early October. All right, moving along, change and determine workshop date and time. I apologize that I have a conflict now, for the July 1st workshop that I cannot rearrange. So if you guys wouldn't mind, I could do July 6th at 1 PM or July 7th at 3 PM. Or if you'd like to postpone this workshop, as we have it scheduled, and just go to the August 5th. I know we were gonna talk about MOUs and that,
ice
and the
castle,
road
and the road.
agreement and all that.
Yeah.
Probably better sooner rather than later, but
hopefully, I'm gonna try, hopefully visit some of Bill's land spots to
okay.
look them over the taxable land.
So does next week work, or we can bump it one more week?
I'm gone next week. I can Zoom in next week.
Okay, or we could bump it to the week of the 12th, which I would be fine with also.
Let's see.
The only day I can't do is the morning of the 14th, but any other time I'm fine.
I can do Thursday.
Thursday, the 15th.
15th, if you.
Yeah. Do you think you can do Thursday, the 15th at 1 PM?
Yes, I can actually.
Okay. All right, then let's do that. So July 15th at 1 PM. Okay. Very good. Thank you both. I
That's a Zoom?
appreciate that. No, I think we need to be in person. A little.
Two of us have to be
Two of us
here.
have to be here, yeah.
If we have a meeting sometime where one of us can Zoom, then we could do that.
Yeah.
You know, but two have to be here. Legal.
So under old and other business, I just wanted to follow up on the Staple Rock and
Yeah.
the $20 day fee and all that. We are having a really hard time with getting an Iron Ranger.
I thought they're gonna give
They
you one.
were gonna, and then they went out to the boneyard and they didn't have one.
Okay,
And so they don't know if they'll get another one or not. So we can put one on order, but we could be 4 to 8 weeks out before we get it. So I'm not sure what other option, I mean, we can't just like put a feed tube down there because someone's just gonna rip it out of the ground. So we could print off both signage for both ways, one with the $20 day fee and one without, and kind of go at least
that's a good idea.
notice the
And
area
try it.
with noise ordinance and all that, and then
Yeah.
have this as a backup and order an Iron Ranger for now until, and then if we get it in, great, and we'll have one on hand.
Yeah,
for the
Mike did a
future.
nice job marking those spots and
Yeah,
doing all
was there any issues down at Staple Rock with over parking or anything like that that you heard of this
I
past
haven't had
weekend?
any, I haven't had any parking issues. We have had some open container issues where people fall back on the signage that, well, there's no sign, I didn't know. And, you know, they're frustrated with that. I caution you, if we block access to Staple Rock, folks will park across the street and walk.
Yeah.
They'll park down at the boat launch and walk across. And it'll be very, very difficult to enforce the fee pay to, or the, whatever.
Oh,
the
it's gonna
fee
be,
is.
this is not gonna be a perfect solution for sure.
No.
You know.
No, okay, so
It
I'm gonna
may-
get the
it may
signage
just
made up
result in-
without the,
Having to hire somebody, an attendant, to be there.
What should we charge, $20 you could do?
right,
So.
okay, so I'll get that signage ordered in both ways, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, the sign's not that expensive.
No, you're talking $13-14, so. All right, that's the only thing I had under old and other business. Did either of you have anything?
I just wanted to mention, we met, as far as the water thing, we met with an engineering outfit that's gonna give us a proposal that's gonna come in and do a thorough job of all the all the mapping of the water meters, checking all the water meters, checking for lead pipes, mapping all the water lines and sewer lines exactly where they are, and having them on a database that we will have on, in the cloud. So
Great.
we have not gotten that yet. We also applied for a grant to pay that
Right.
for that. So I'm hopeful they feel pretty confident they can find out where the water's going.
Great,
You
even
know,
better.
a lot of suspicion is Grandview line, but they feel pretty comfortable that they'll come up with a plan where they will find it. They'll isolate different parts of town, things like that, and find out and put meters on that like street, and if the water meters don't add up to what the street adds up to, you've got an issue. I think they seem pretty capable. And
Okay.
expensive, I think.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the
But-
proposal yet, but
For what we're losing, you'll make that up in fees.
I
so
really feel
hopefully-
pretty confident they'd be able to do it, and right now is a perfect time, and also to try to map out where our older pipes are, because all this infrastructure money, the president's coming up with a lot of it's for water, sewer, things like that, and we might be a great time to look at older water lines everywhere, and see what we can do.
Great,
The older ones are down by the Woodstock country store, that's been.
Yeah.
well, we have a grant.
From
And we
South,
already put
basically
the
from
grant
South
for that.
Mountain, from North Station Road, south
Yeah.
to about where it ends, probably.
Yeah.
Where Donahue's garage is.
And we have the engineering already done for that, so.
Right, and we have that
From years
congressional
ago, when
grant.
you and
Yeah.
Jimmy and
Right.
those guys
Yeah.
did it, so.
Steve LaFrance did
hopefully-
that.
Where
for us,
it was kind of like grant ready, so we popped that in there, so.
Great.
got ready, almost shovel ready.
Anything else under old and other business? All right, then we will open it up to public participation on any of the items that were on tonight's agenda.
I think, well,
So.
I'm playing catch up, so
Okay.
you're trying to, you're gonna start charging people to go to Staple Rocks?
We had floated the idea to help ease issues,
Unless you have a
down
Lincoln
there,
Woodstock.
unless you
dumpster.
have a Lincoln and Woodstock solid waste facility sticker
It's for non-residents.
for
Right.
non-residents.
Okay, is there any legalities that would come back on the town because you're now charging.
No, the attorney said there was not, that we were okay.
She felt pretty comfortable, we're okay.
Okay,
And we do have this is one fee we can change without that special.
RSA.
RSA voted on at town meeting. So
it also is gonna limit the amount of people that cram in there too.
what we try to do, I don't know if you've been down there, we marked one side of the road, again, it's not gonna be perfect. No parking. The other side, we put a number, I think 25 spots in. So,
As you're going in, the right side of the road has the spots in it,
yep,
because I went by there for the first time this past
Yeah.
weekend, and I just saw everybody parked on that side.
so what we're gonna try to do is limit it to 25 or 30 cars. You know, so it's not this huge horse and pony show. Then the other idea we floated is to put a gate up where we open it up in the morning and close it at dusk. So, and, so
And this is
that
where
way
the
it's
new noise
controlled.
ordinance is gonna help too. My wife's uncle and I live up well, it's Potato Hill, but it's off to the right of that, and it sounds like it's coming, but like they're playing in their front yard.
They hear it at Potato Hill?
They hear, oh, it echoes up out of that valley, Patrick, and it sounds like it's, the music is coming from somebody in their front yard,
Oh, yeah.
right through their bedroom windows, and it just echoes up through
Who
there.
lives up there?
Donnie and Juanita Pierce. That's my wife's aunt and uncle.
What they, before Mike Donahue place?
Yeah, if
closer
you
to the
look, there's a
road.
red house that sits up next to the woods from the edge of the, yeah,
Okay,
and they said it just cranks,
all right.
keeps them up at night.
I'm hopeful it won't be as bad as last summer. But I guess it was bad down there before, so I mean,
So,
The only other thing that I would say is, I'm not beating you up, Scott,
Yeah.
but you might have wanted to abstain from that water thing since you're one of the largest
yes,
commercial water.
yes, I did.
You
Oh,
didn't
no.
abstain?
Oh, I didn't, I can abstain if you want. I said reluctantly vote for it, saying I just.
Yeah, no,
increased my
I
bill by
understand what you did, but
$40,000
I'm
a
just
year.
saying, you're one of the largest water users, commercial water users in town.
Yeah.
So it affects you more than.
I should have
anybody else.
probably abstained. I think you're right, Patrick.
So it was just a-
No, it is a good thought, actually. That's why I said reluctantly, but I should have just not voted.
Other than that, I'm just sitting here.
No, I think that's legit, no
if
question.
he had voted no, that would have been an issue.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, I think unfortunately, we had to do it. It's just, it was long overdue.
Well, and hopefully, we've already talked about being able to revisit them at some point because we've found the water loss and the leak
I
problems.
mean, we don't, you
And
know,
be able to
hopefully we'll
adjust
get
them
it again
again.
next year and hopefully we can lower them a little bit.
Are you raising the water rent, is what you're doing, you said?
Water and sewer rent, yeah,
Both, yeah.
Thank you, it's about time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
No,
we started back in 89 or whatever, it, 80, what is it, 70, 81 or $82 every 6 months. for-
Stupid.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
milk's gone up, everything's gone up in this world, electricity, everything's gone up in this world except the water bill. I know I'm not on the water, I used to be, I'm not now, but just the same, it's like, come on, people. It costs, I know a lot,
You
basically on what it costs to do a lot of things there. And there's no more income, no extra income coming in, so now we're pulling it out of the taxpayers' asses, everything else.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you're trying to do something.
No, I think
Everything
they
else
should,
goes up.
they should break it. And somebody told me, I was somebody from the state about it. Or the people were talking about the water loss, and goes, this will bring a water bill up to what, $350 or something for average resident. And like the water guy says, and they do this all around the country, goes, people don't think of spending $200 a month for cable TV,
No,
but they won't spend $100 a month for water. And
well,
so,
go to other
Yeah,
towns.
so-
I got buddies I hang out with in all these other towns, Lisbon, and everything. And I told them what the water bill costs here, and they're like, oh my God, really?
we're still gonna be one of the cheaper.
Yeah,
and
and
also.
for
with
some
the-
of the best water in the state.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the low fees, it doesn't allow us to qualify for any government.
Yeah.
Loans or even sometimes grants.
I mean, I'd love to pay,
And I think the average for
register
that
my
is
truck when I
400.
did 30 years ago, that would be great, but.
It's gotta, nobody's complained really at these meetings,
Yeah,
but when the first bill goes out,
Yeah.
especially from businesses, they're gonna feel good with it. But anyway, it is what it is, and I think it's. a great thing to
Whether
do.
you like to hear this or not.
Yeah.
All those people that were on the Zoom meetings, where are they now?
No, I, yeah,
Okay, everybody was saying, oh, we're getting more of that. As soon as the regular meetings show up, those people are going away. I don't know who's on there now,
a couple people.
all right, but it's not what everybody was touting when COVID was there and there was no meeting at all. All the people have disappeared. Nobody in this town cares and most of them don't know. I didn't know because I've been out of the limelight now for a while. Okay, because I'm not coming all the way uptown to, to hook on to Zoom because I can't have it down there, so.
And Cheryl, to answer your question,
Cheryl talked to me, I talked to Cheryl.
because she's a guru and not guru, whatever you want.
She can sit there and beat them up, so.
We're gonna try that.
Everybody down at everybody on my street has already tried, so.
And new business, have you had any luck with applications?
I have some prospects, yes.
Oh, good, awesome, that's great.
All right.
One more question on the
Yes, sir.
old business. The 226, deficit, which is the surcharge, that's a 1 year.
That was this past, that would be the current, coming into the current year deficit, yeah.
And then that
And
would
that-
be,
So next year it could be 100,000 or it could be 300,000. It all depends, that deficit all depends on the usage and finding the proper usage or finding the leak usage that we can bill. So it's all based, that deficit is off of billed water. So if we only bill 50 million gallons, but we used 150 million, we have to find a way to cover that difference on the other 100 million. And that's where that deficit comes in, and that's where that base rate is supposed to help offset.
Well, our physical year is July 1 to July 1, correct? But it's,
July 1 to, yeah.
yeah, so the new rates will come into effect for this next budget,
So this next quarter.
next
Next
quarter.
fiscal year.
Yep,
So
Well,
that-
no, we're just gonna start collecting them in September. Because
Yeah,
we're gonna bill them quarterly
but I mean, that will be for that period, the first.
for
period.
July 1 through September 30th.
Yeah, it was semi-annual. We started talking about it and thought possibly if you do it quarterly, the bill isn't as big, it's easier for people to absorb. So we started doing that.
And sewer was
There
only
are
annually,
are there
right?
some cities and towns that do that with their tax bill?
Yes.
Instead of twice a year, they do it for?
And
Not a bad idea.
Worth considering.
traditionally too, from what I've heard is the bills actually go down a little bit because they start to conserve a little bit more. They start thinking about it. And people start conserving, well, they may not water their lawn as often or wash their car as often or think of stuff like that. So
Plus going quarterly, we're gonna be able to keep a better track on the water loss, especially now we're looking at it real closely, is that we're gonna, we'll have a snapshot within a day or two of how much water has gone out to the meters, and they can read the well down at the same time. That wasn't being done before, for some reason, I don't
it's
know.
never been done.
Never been done, I don't know why.
I have a well, it does affect me.
Me either.
And I, to tell you the truth, I never run out of water.
Me either.
But
You ever run out of water?
Nope,
There's no shortage of water coming off that hill behind me,
no, no.
so.
And we're down about 300 feet.
Wow,
So we get somewhere around 20-25 gallons per minute.
That much? 20, 25 a minute?
I'm down 300, and that's about what I get.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Everybody was telling me the average around here is about 5 gallons a minute.
That's what my
Well,
neighbor
That's what
said.
they tested it at when they put the well in up there.
when you
I
go
just looked
for,
at the paper the other day.
Yep, same here.
when you go for a water test, I've had a few people ask me if I would do that for them in my profession. And they won't really take it. They'll make a well company come in and see what it is, and I think it's 3 gallons in 5 minutes. Is what a bank might be looking for. And if you don't get that out of a well, they will make you escrow money so that you will have to drill a well.
That land I have down on Merrill Lake Road, nobody knew there was a drilled well on it. They all thought it was coming from an old dug well.
Yeah.
Somebody knew, but the realtor didn't, nobody else. And I had the pump pulled out and everything else and rewired, and we put a generator on it, and the thing's pumping 8 gallons a minute, and everybody was like, oh my God, look at how much it's pumping. I thought that was great.
Yeah.
And you're telling me you're getting 25 a minute. Now I'm feeling like I'm being left out.
where it stands though, how high does it stand in the pipe? That's-
Yeah, I don't know.
That's important.
I think I don't see, he can comment too, I think, talking to the engineers, our well system's pretty drought proof, not proof, but resistant,
We got no problem.
right, we're pretty resistant.
Yeah, even though, what was it,
Even
3
in
years
the
ago,
worst
we built
droughts
that.
back years ago, we hooked on a few hydrants and put water in for other people like across the bridge and stuff.
Yeah.
And Lincoln was running out of water, and we still had, built wash your, water your lawn or whatever.
Yeah, and I
We're
think,
not gonna run out. We don't have that.
no, I think you're right.
Was it 3 or 4 years ago when they redid the sluice and the dam at Loon Pond, and then we had a drought, and they never recovered, which is when we ended up going to provide water for ice castles last minute in Lincoln.
Over there, yeah.
Yeah, so, and they have 8 holes in the ground over there trying to give themselves water.
If you look at the river's low, so
It's very
the
low.
water table's low.
Woodstock's pretty lucky to have what they got.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
So Woodstock's lucky to have what they got.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's
I mean, I won't say it'll never happen, but I've
liquid
never
gold
even
right
seen
there.
it close.
Very good. Anything else?
No.
Well, then if not, I'd entertain a motion to go into non-public session.
Oh,
Cheryl?
RSA. Oh, I hear you. Go ahead, Mike. Speak
Yeah, hold
loud.
on. Yeah. Hold on. Here we go. I'd just like to share some information with the selectmen. With all the confusion there's been in the last couple months on the gravel excavations and stuff. I don't know if you heard, but today I started putting in a driveway on Route 3 at my son's property, which used to be Gil's property. And it abuts Woodstock sand and gravel. And I just wanted to inform you what I'm doing. I have a driveway permit from the state. I do not have an excavation permit as it's not a gravel pit. I'm just, it's incidental to the construction of the driveway. And it looks like I'm gonna exceed the 1,000 yards this year, so I am gonna come in and get a notice of intent, which is the proper procedure. And just with all the confusion in the last couple months down in that neighborhood, I just wanted to inform you in case your phone starts ringing. And hopefully it would, save you some running around or something. But if you got any questions, ask me now. If the public has any, they can ask me. I'm not trying to hide nothing. I'm just trying to make life easier for everybody.
Thanks for telling us, because someone will be trying to throw you under the bus any time, I'm sure. There's no question.
But
So,
it's incidental to the driveway. I'm doing a job for him. He sold the property and it needed to be done. So I'm putting in a driveway, and it's all incidental to the driveway. And I will come in and get a notice of intent because we are going to exceed 1,000 yards, which I was hoping we wouldn't, but unfortunately I'm gonna, because I'm not really looking to do it. But if anybody had any questions, I started today, and I just wanted to throw it out there in case your phone already rang or not.
Not
Thank
yet.
you.
Not yet, but it will.
Thank you,
I'm
Mike.
sure.
We appreciate
And
it.
I just wanted to clarify, it isn't next door. It isn't Woodstock Sand and Gravel doing it, because, it isn't another fire shooting range or anything like that. It's me putting in a driveway for my son. So, but if you
Okay.
got any questions, if they come up, feel free to call me and I'll answer them.
I still
Great.
got your number.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks.
Thank you, Mike.
All right.
Anything else?
Any votes of discussion after non-public?
No, sir.
No,
No.
No.
We're going into discuss eating.
it's tax year.
Deed.
Tax deeding.
Tax year.
Tax deed,
So,
end of this.
so at that point, who motioned?
I did.
Gil, okay, second?
Aye.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Very good. Thank
Thanks,
you all for
guys.
coming out tonight.
It's almost not what's coming up.